In this video we're going to take a look at some time functions. Just as with date functions, there are some functions that will extract the components of the date, like the month and the day and the year. There are some functions that will extract the components of a time. So what are the components of a time? Well, the hour and the minutes and the seconds. So there should be a function here called hour, and again, it needs a serial number. So I want to know what hour is from the time 8 o'clock, and obviously that's going to be the number 8. Okay, if I copy this down, the hour for this time over here, if I double click on it, I'll see it's using this one, is the hour 11. Now there's also, as you can probably guess, a minute function that requires a serial number, and it'll return the number of minutes that time represents. Now that's 8 o'clock right on the dot, so the minutes is going to be 0. This one down here though should be 30. If you need even more precision, there is a second function that also requires a serial number. We're going to get 0 on both of these because we weren't that picky about how accurate the times were that we typed in. So those are even numbers of minutes. There are no second values, so we're going to get 0. But you can use those three functions to extract the components of a time. Now if you use those date functions, you can, or those time functions, you can do the same thing that we did over here, using the functions to get there instead of doing just some simple arithmetic to get there. So if I want to know how much time has elapsed from 8 o'clock to 11:30, I can take these numbers over here and I can figure that out by just doing a little bit of subtraction. Subtract that number minus that number. That tells me how many hours have elapsed. And if I want to know how many minutes have elapsed, I can take that number minus that number, and 30 minutes have elapsed. And then if I want to compute, we're not going to worry about seconds here, so let's go over here and just figure out how many hours that is. It's going to be the number of hours plus the number of minutes divided by 60, and I end up with 3.5, which is the exact same thing that I had over here. So those are some simple time functions that come in handy if you need to do arithmetic using time values in Excel.